Friday night.
Simon Spencer.
I saved some of this just for Spencer. I did this on my TikTok.
Saturday
It's
night.
Saturday night.
Yeah.
Whatever night it is.
He's already been hitting
Eggo. Brunch in a jar. See, this is so good.
Reporting live from the Acorn incident.
The sky is falling.
Yes, we live in the area.
The area.
The general.
It's not a
vicinity.
funny thing, though.
It's not,
It's
but
almost tragic.
It is.
Because of one of our freaking local... They had arrested a gentleman.
Yeah.
Put him in the back seat. Handcuffed him in the back seat.
Yes.
Was walking away to check something, I guess. And he heard what he thought was a gunshot.
Yeah.
Turned around and fired directly at his own police vehicle. Where the guy was sitting unarmed in handcuffs in the back seat. Could have been a lot worse. Come to find out it was an Acorn.
Yes.
But on the footage you see, you can't hear it. But, okay. Sipping cream from Apalachicola. I knew Spencer would get into this. It's brunch in HR.
Appalachian, not Apalachicola.
Appalachi, whatever.
He's having a hard time tonight, guys.
Sober.
Ooh, that's got some.
Oh.
That's dangerous.
Mm-hmm. Do you want to give some to Katie so she can try it?
Yeah.
Well, but it could have been a lot worse.
Yeah.
Last night, on Peacock, Oppenheimer is on now on Peacock.
Oh.
It's freaking amazing. I'm going to watch it again. Wendy fell asleep. But it's really good.
Excuse me.
Now, this segment, we're going to say, is sponsored by Kit and Jason. They went to Helen, Georgia. They picked us up some German beer. Goyer, or Gauler. I don't know. It's a German Pilsner. Original from Helen, Georgia. 4.9%. I always love these. They're resealable. If you ever make your own beer, people know that that's what you want to buy.
Did you ever watch Breaking Bad?
I have not.
So there's an episode. So the main character,
Bryan Cranston?
Yes, his brother-in-law is actually a DEA agent, and he brews his own beer at home.
Yeah.
Well, one night he's laying in bed with his wife, and some slightly related tragic stuff goes on, and so he's kind of on edge, and he hears this pop, 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 and he thinks somebody's
she's
shooting.
returning some, so she didn't like it as much.
It wasn't bad. I just can't do that.
Oh, okay. Well, so he thinks somebody's shooting at his
She was
house,
looking
right?
at you when she said
I
she
know.
couldn't do that.
I know.
Ego, I mean, it definitely tastes like that.
But, so he goes, he gets his gun, he's going through the house. He gets to the garage, he opens it up, and the bottles that he had just bottled that day, like the tops were popping off.
This is a German Pilsner. Definitely tastes like a German Pilsner. Which are pretty easy to drink.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you have a chance, see Oppenheimer. Finally seen it. Seen it a couple months after seeing Barbie.
I still haven't seen Barbie either.
You haven't seen Barbie?
No.
What? Man. So, what's new?
What's
been a
new?
little bit.
Yeah, it's been a little bit.
Madam Web came out last weekend. The reviews are terrible.
Yeah.
People are now questioning if it was one of those AI written scripts. It's that bad.
So, one of the guys I follow on TikTok,
Straw Hat Goofy?
no, Sir Superhero.
Sir Superhero.
Yes. Pretty awesome channel. What he does is he, you, like, send him a request to give, like, basically the bio for any character, Marvel, DC, or whatever, and he gives you the full, like, story or whatever.
The full Monty.
And it could be either, like, a character or a storyline or whatever. It's pretty interesting, but he was talking about Madam Web, and he was like, they wanted to introduce the Spider-Woman.
Yes.
He was like, they don't actually use their abilities in the movie. He's like, he was like, they wanted to introduce Madam Web. He goes, but it was basically, the gist I was getting from him was that it would have been better off as like a either a web series or like a mini series,
Yeah.
and then follow it up with the movies on these other characters. But
Yeah. They can't do this.
it's got worse reviews than Morbius.
That's Craven might go lower. You never
Well.
know. This is the scary thing: is they get talent. They get talented
Mm-hmm.
actors and actresses, and they always say it's like the executives edited it. So you don't know what's gone on.
Oh, speaking of, did you see his post about the Polyplius beer?
Yes, up there in Georgia,
I want to try it. Let's
plain sour, I think, brewing.
Let's try and see if we can get a Sandstorm and Mushroom Head guy. I need to try
That's
it.
right, Sandstorm and Mushroom Head guy. Mushroom Head haircut, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
But it's just like yours.
I was trying to think of. So on that, like, I feel like Sony would make so much more money if they would say, okay, we've got the rights to this. We're wanting to kind of put it together with the Marvel Universe. Let Kevin Feige.
Like Kevin Smith. I don't know. Let somebody. Other than whoever is blindly doing this.
Yeah. Did you see the Valentine's Day card, the Fantastic Four?
Yes, I did. When they announced the 4 people.
Yes.
I'm a Pedro Pascal fan. I love
Yeah.
him in Mandalorian. I love
Yeah.
him in Last of Us.
I
think
like just
I
watching him in general because he's just.
Oh, he's hilarious. He's a great guy. I think he's gonna be good in the movie, but I wish they would have gone with a lesser, because he's the hot hand right now. He's not, you know what I'm saying? I kind of wish they would have went with, and maybe they got him at a good price. I don't know, because I don't think he's a greedy person. He seems like very genuine. I know he's gonna be good in the movie,
Yeah.
but I don't know. We'll see. I just wish they would have went with lesser known. I mean, the other 3 are pretty. Well, I mean, they've been in kind of stuff. Like one of the guys has actually been in an MCU movie before, or show. One of the guys played Micro in the Punisher series
Yeah. I didn't even think about that. Yeah.
on Netflix.
And the other dude, he's from Stranger Things.
Mm-hmm. But I know Pedro will do good,
Mm.
and they probably got him at a good rate because he's a good guy.
I'm just trying to figure out.
And people have a problem with the age difference. Like there was an age difference in the comic book.
Yeah.
You know.
So there's speculation, and of course it's just an image. You know, they're gonna throw little things in there.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if you saw where the magazine that Ben Grimm is reading is from the 60s.
Okay.
So they're like, oh, this movie's going to take place in the 60s. And
Well, they could do a time thing. Maybe they went up in the 60s and then they lost. You know what I'm saying? Because of the storm or whatever happened, remember?
yeah. Well, the other thing too is, for me, it would kind of make sense because there's not a whole lot of spectacle. Like, you see, like, these characters show up, like Thor or Hulk, and yeah, people are frightened of, like, the Hulk or whatever, but they're not like, oh my god, where'd this guy come from? It's kind of like they're, they're kind of like, oh,
Well, they're also all green screen, so people aren't actually,
yeah,
That's the whole thing with the green screen and the Hulk is people aren't going to have genuine reactions.
yeah,
They should have really been telling these people to freak out because
Yeah.
this is a giant freaking green guy.
Yeah. But of course, also, the first superhero came out in the 40s in the timeline. So yeah,
Until-
but again, like you said, I would assume probably there's gonna be some sort of time travel.
That's
hijinks
what
or
that would
whatever.
make sense.
Because why haven't they been talked about?
And you've heard who they're talking about doing as Galactus.
Mm.
No Country
Denzel.
for Old Men.
Oh, so I heard Denzel.
No. Denzel's already there. Javier Bardem.
Oh.
And they were talking. Somebody was saying Keith David is Silver Surfer. I was like, he's a little past.
old, yeah.
I mean, they got
He could do the voice.
but I was like, as long as they don't do a giant purple cloud as Galactus.
Yeah,
Marvel,
yeah.
no giant purple clouds. It'll be interesting. Some people are speculating because it's already scheduled for 2025. And the last interview Pedro gave, he had an arm in a sling. And people are like, have they already filmed this? Because it takes about a year for special effects.
Yeah.
And they put this out, you know?
Yeah.
Could it already be filmed?
Yeah.
And they just, because that's what I think they should do, is keep these things under wrap.
Yeah.
That's the greatest tease, because then you have no idea. It's like I'm waiting for the Authority to come out, and they're talking about that finally. I saw an article today, and I'm like, keep it under wraps. Don't tell people. I mean, you've got all these characters that James Gunn is putting in Superman Legacy, which I know he's going to do a good job, because it's James Gunn.
Yeah.
But I think it's going to be too overloaded, in my own personal opinion. Unless it's leading to these characters going other places, so they're just 5 set. You know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna say the same thing that I've said and said. We've said. Like, I don't know. They keep DC. I don't know.
I don't know.
They,
With Peter Safran and James Gunn, I hope we'll know more when we see the first one.
yeah.
We'll know when Creature Commandos comes out. We'll know something.
Yeah.
There's just a lot of speculation right now.
Yeah.
We know James can push what he pushes, because Guardians is arguably the best trilogy
Yeah.
of the MCU, with the third one being, in my opinion, the best of the three.
I still wouldn't know.
Really?
So
Don't you have Disney?
I don't have, like, I don't.
Marvel's just came there too.
Huh?
Marvel's just came on Disney Plus too.
Okay. I'll have to make time. I don't get a lot of time to watch stuff anymore. So, in my free time, it's like, I want to play games. So that's what I do. But
They don't want to watch those movies?
don't have time. It's just we're gonna have less time with other stuff coming up. So
Uh-oh. Other stuff.
gymnastics.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think he's that flexible, but he's going to try. He's going for the U.S. Championship
I am. Look, you're gonna see me in the Olympics.
in a one-piece.
I'm learning how to do the splits and my beard split at the same time. It's a lot of focus.
And if you see him in the Olympics, I'll definitely be there.
Yeah. Figure skating.
Figure I'll be skating. But like I said, this is Goller. I don't know exactly how to pronounce. But thank you, guys. Helen, Georgia, from Germany. 4.9%. But yeah.
We'll be back.
So we had a production assistant in the background.
Yes.
Little delay. What do we got, Spencer?
So we've got Straight to Ale Pathfinder. Interesting. Oh, it's a West Coast style Indian Pale Ale, 6.5%.
A West Coast IPA. How much percentage did you say?
6.5.
It's coming out. Oh, just stopped the. Anyway, so we're right now sitting around watching Taylor Tomlinson
Lord.
on Netflix, her third Netflix special. Never seen her before. Don't know much about her. She's pretty funny, in my opinion. That's me. That's easy to find, just a comedian. Come on. There's a lot of head here. A lot more than Spencer's used to giving.
I know.
Inexperienced?
Beer now with Dawn dish soap.
But, don't even know what we were aiming towards.
Got the Deadpool trailer. That was
Oh,
pretty
yeah,
cool.
Deadpool Wolverine. What do you think? Anything hidden in there? I've heard a lot of hidden suspects, like Pyro's in there.
Yeah.
The same actor from the X-Men movie.
Yeah.
You've got possibly Lady Deadpool's hands on the Uzis. And there's a theory that Taylor Swift might be Lady Deadpool.
That'd be pretty funny. I'm not gonna lie. That's
Of course, it looks like a lot of it's taken. Some of the showing is taking place in the end of time place that was in Loki,
Yeah.
and the 20th Century Fox time that's it's laying down. You've got other characters that I've heard were in there.
Have you seen a side by side of the TVA, like from the series, and the TVAs in the movie?
Mm-mm.
So the ones in the movie have a lot more armor on when they're going to get him in the trailer,
Yeah.
and it's like because they know who they're dealing with, you know.
Yeah, but of course they're involved probably because the end of Deadpool too. When
Yeah.
he was able to go from different universes, so it's going to be interesting to see.
So I did see there's some speculation that the Wolverine that is in this movie is the one from the Wolverine movie where he went to Japan.
Okay, so the second one.
Yeah, and because at the end of that movie, remember he gets the box and he opens it up and it's the yellow and blue,
Okay,
and they're like, oh, it's
that'd be interesting.
yeah.
That's what I've heard. That's why this is. He says that this one deserves a happy ending. They're talking about the end of Logan because Wolverine didn't have a happy ending.
Yeah.
Supposedly, you've seen the scene where he's laying on the ground before Wolverine comes up there. He goes, "You help me up." And supposedly, there's a Secret Wars comic book off to the side
Yeah.
with Doctor Doom cover, and I'm like,
Yeah.
what?
Yeah.
Because it doesn't look like anything to me. But hey, whatever.
All right. I finally got.
He was done giving head
Yeah.
straight to ale. He made the face. It's got a little chewability, yeah.
It's got some Christmas tree in it.
I must be just getting immune to it. I can start to taste it, and then... Of course, you got... During Super Bowl, did you see the Twisters preview?
Yeah.
I'm actually interested.
So I've heard two different things. I heard one that it's a sequel,
It is a sequel.
and then I heard another thing that was like, it's a sequel, but it's not part of the
Helen
original.
Hunt's going to be in it.
Okay.
And that's her kid.
Okay.
This is the time frame it's fitting in. You can already find that.
Okay.
But yeah, he's taken up the mantle of his dad, who I guess they're gonna say like the Independence Day sequel got killed in action because he's passed away.
Yeah.
Bill Paxton. So it looked interesting. I mean, I'll see it. Will I go to a theater? I don't know.
It takes a lot for me to go to a theater to see a movie
Yeah,
these days. So
It does.
I used to be, you know,
When you get kids and the
Yeah.
prices just keep going up. You think if they wanted to sell more tickets, they would just lower the prices, but no.
I'm turning into my father, and I said I would never do this. So growing up, we didn't ever go to the movie theater.
I never went with my parents.
It was very, very rarely we would go. But anytime, my dad's a huge Trekkie. Anytime a Star Trek movie would come out, we were there like opening night to see it. And it's like,
to see Star Trek.
yeah. But any other movie, you'd be like, hey, can we go see this?
No.
Those seats are uncomfortable and the cost, and it's just, you know.
But Dad, it's got Star Trek. What?
Yeah.
So which ones did you remember the Star Trek ones you saw?
Oh, yeah, we went and saw I've never seen Generations,
Okay.
First Contact.
So when the new next generation, the
Yeah.
new ones came out?
Yeah.
Okay. With Picard and all them.
Yeah, and so we also, like growing up, the only movies in the house, like VHS, was Star Trek and Clerks. But I wasn't allowed to watch Clerks because you're not old enough to watch that, son. Until I did.
That's what I was going to say. Until you did. And since then,
It's all been uphill from there.
we got Pensacon coming up in this month sometime, isn't it?
Yeah, I was actually looking through the guests.
Ron Perlman I wouldn't mind seeing.
Yeah,
There's a couple other people.
a couple folks from Buffy, Charisma Carpenter, and James Marsters.
Yeah.
Um,
James Marsters would be cool.
Yeah. There's a guy from Star Trek that I wouldn't mind seeing. I'm trying
You know,
to think
James
who else.
Marsters also part of the Doctor Who universe. He was in Torchwood. He was a former lover of Jack.
It's
John
been
Barrymore.
forever since I watched Torchwood. I remember Torchwood, but I don't. Yeah.
I love Torchwood. I love John Barrowman.
Was very cool. I'm caught up ish on Doctor Who. The last thing I saw was the
You see the new transfer?
I saw the toy maker.
Oh, and MPH?
Yeah.
That was pretty good.
Yeah, I watched that. That's the last I saw, but I did think it was pretty cool seeing Barrowman come back as Harkness in.
Jack Harkness?
Yeah, it was like towards the end of Jodie Whittaker's, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've got head. How do you end up with just head? That's ridiculous.
Yeah, we got some questions straight to ale.
Well, that's been sitting around, so I wonder if it's because it's been
Oh.
sitting around. I don't know. But 6.6, is that what it says? 6.5?
6.5, yeah. Huntsville, Alabama.
Mm-hmm. It's one of the breweries I want to check out. It's not too far.
We're getting a new brewery. Well, we have a new brewery in our area that we're going to be checking out at some point.
Something with the word foot in it.
Yeah. It's pirate themed, like most things in our area.
Pirate themed?
It had like a skull and like a pirate hat on the outside, it looked like.
Okay.
Let's see if there's any other movie-ish news.
Dun, 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 dun.
Yeah, I got it. Oh!
Oh.
So, Henry Cavill.
Yes. I heard he just signed on with the MCU, but I haven't heard the part.
So that's not what I was going to talk about.
Oh,
with him.
okay.
Yes. Apparently he's doing a Highlander movie.
Highlander?
Yes.
That would be interesting.
And he's also been
I know he wants to do a
approached-
Warhammer 40,000.
Yes. And rumor, take a grain of salt.
Not Rumor Willis.
Rumor is that he may have some creative control on that.
Yes, he's got money involved in that.
But the other thing was, apparently he's been approached to play the Terminator in a reboot.
I'm down for that.
Yeah.
But supposedly James Cameron's going to get involved again.
Yeah.
So-
When I saw that, all I pictured was that fight scene from the Mission Impossible.
He's going to load his arms. Oh.
Yeah, I was like, okay.
We did see Dead Reckoning. Have you seen Dead Reckoning yet? That's on Paramount Plus.
Sounds familiar.
The new Mission Impossible.
Oh no.
They don't have the caulking of the arms, but it's pretty good.
Please tell me you've seen the anime Big O.
The what?
There's an anime called Big O.
No.
Okay. Crazy ride. I recommend it.
Okay.
But basically the premise is it's kind of like anime Batman.
Okay.
Dude's like a rich, wealthy guy, but he's a negotiator, professional negotiator. People call him in when they were like relatives been kidnapped or whatever, and he comes in and smooths things out. Well, when he can't, they get into giant mech battles,
Yeah.
and his giant mech is called Big O.
Big O.
And his arms have these pistons or whatever in them. So when he's about to punch, they drop, and then when he goes to punch, it's like, and then he hit it. Yeah, that's what it reminded me of. So
You have to send me a link.
check
Sounds
it out.
interesting. Big O.
Mhm.
Cool.
But yeah, that's what I got right now.
That's what you got.
That's what I got. I'll do some more looking because there's been some other stuff I've seen that is just not.
Yeah, it's
Zendaya robot suit. Did you see that?
Yeah, they were comparing her to everything from C3PO to. I was like, I don't know if it's a fashion faux pas or a fashion forward. I'm really not sure.
I do have to say, because she's a model too, isn't she?
Yes, that's where.
Yeah.
She's
The
only got
pi-
first name. Come on.
Well, the picture I saw, the initial one,
Yeah.
she had that on and it was like model pose, and I was like, it's kind of a badass picture, but
Yeah. That's what we're up to.
yeah.
And there she stood. Welcoming Spencer into the Smorgasm. This was full when I opened it on TikTok. But we're still watching. What's her name?
I don't know.
Tomlinson, Tanya Tomlinson or something.
Something close.
I said it earlier.
Yeah.
If you forgot it, well, we're a couple beers in now. But I'm going to give him a smorgasm, which is toasted s'mores flavored whiskey. Oh no, not your thing?
I don't like marshmallows.
Well, let's see if you'll make a face on this one. Lagunitas Maximus 9.0. Colossal IPA. Robusticus Flavicus. Haven't had a lot of Lagunitas, or if I even pronouncing it right. I've only had like their basic stuff they have in the stores, and I happen to run across this. Being an IPA at 9%, though, I'm pretty sure he's gonna make a face. I might make a face. I don't know if he came up with any ideas, and that's why he's looking at his phone.
Yeah. So Ben Mendelsohn.
Yes,
Folks probably know him from Rogue One.
he was also in. He was just in Secret Invasion. He was a Skrull, the one who was.
Oh yeah.
He's already been in MCU. He wants to come back.
He wants to be Doctor Doom.
Let's see what 9.0%. That's actually pretty smooth for 9% beer. None of that. Nice color there.
Yeah.
Not a lot of floaters. Doctor Doom.
Yeah.
I think that's why Cavill's signed on. My own opinion.
I could see him as a Doctor Doom. He's yeah. I could see that.
But with armor, that would make him really bulky. Unless he
I
did,
could
you know.
also see him as is it Gladiator?
Gladiator,
Yeah.
or Sentry.
Yeah.
You know, there's a couple of different characters.
Yeah.
But he has the acting skills, he could pull off a good Doctor Doom.
Yeah.
So could Ben Mendelsohn, but I think then you're using him twice.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll agree with James Gunn on that thing, is we don't need to keep reusing the same. There's so many good actors out there, we don't need to.
Well, so I will say what they could do, it's kind of a little loophole, is the scroll that he played copied an image of Victor Von Doom.
Yeah. You could do that, yeah. That he ran across him years before he met Nick Fury.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
That is scaringly good for 9%. Oh.
I'm getting a little, as I'm drinking it, just a little bit of the Christmas tree. Not much, but just a tiny bit popping up here and there. But
For a colossal IPA, that's colossally smooth.
yeah.
For me.
Let's see what else. Have anything else?
You watched anything? No.
No, not here recently.
You played anything new?
I just started playing way behind, but
It's okay.
one of the newer Tomb Raiders.
Okay.
It's actually pretty decent.
What's the sub name?
Um,
It's not Cradle of Life, obviously.
no, it's the Rise of the Tomb Raider.
Rise of the Tomb Raider.
Yeah.
No, I haven't heard of that one.
It's pretty good. More realistic, you know, than the last ones, you know. But
Fortnite's got the turtles back. That's what we've got.
So we got. I mean, I got some friends at work that have been playing Helldivers 2.
Never heard of Helldivers.
It's So when I first saw the preview for it, I thought it was like a Starship Troopers game.
Okay.
Because it's like the preview is like, it's a dude, and he's like standing near like a house, and there's like a couple, and he's watching him. He knows him somehow, and they end up getting murdered by this giant bug.
Ow.
And it's like, do you want your revenge? And it shows him like enlisting, and I'm like, oh, this is like, I thought it was Starship Troopers. And
Yeah.
but basically, what it is, it's like kind of like Starship Troopers. There's no player versus player. You're all working together to fight these like bug creatures or whatever.
Okay.
And the whole Helldiver thing is you are like,
No.
yeah, two.
No.
You're like diving from your ship in space down to the planet, and yeah,
Starship
But-
Troopers is such a good underrated.
yeah. That's who we need in the MCU.
Who?
I don't know what he could play, but Johnny Rico. You can find something for him to play.
Johnny Rico. Bring him back.
Give me yes. Hold on. Give us
No.
Give us a Starship Troopers, not a reboot, but like a sequel, like years
What
later.
about a TV series?
TV series? I take that too, but like he's like a grizzled like general.
Johnny Rico.
Yeah, I'd watch it.
I would.
Yeah,
I enjoy it.
and make it just as like, melodramatic and just over the top as that first one.
I can't wait for the new Fallout TV series to come out. That's what I'm waiting for.
Bezos has my money in April, so.
All right, the mascot is here. Sir Benny of Benzalot. How can you introduce a beer?
So I got a black IPA from Left Hand Brewing Company.
Oh, I usually like black IPAs. This will be the third one that I've had, and the first two I've had are freaking delicious.
It's 7%. Let's see what's going on here.
What's going on? What's going on?
That was weird.
What?
There's like a tiny bit ahead. It was just a little dot, and it looked like there was a floaty in there.
Oh, it's dark. I love it. That's a black IPA. I don't know what hops make the difference of it. Or malt or whatever.
There's a guy I follow on TikTok.
No way.
What? He does meads.
Love that color. Almost looks like a porter or a stout.
He does meads. He's making a. Oh,
That's what I'm saying. I love it.
That's good.
I've never been disappointed. That's 3 and 3. 3 for 3.
But he's making a Mountain Dew wine. He took Mountain Dew.
Is that the sponsored by Mountain Dew as well? Because I've seen a commercial they're showing.
I don't know. I just saw that he was making it or whatever. But what was interesting was he was like I wasn't sure if it was gonna taste like battery acid. It's not done yet. Well, it may be done. It's just a bit. The final video is not posted yet. But he did a taste test, and he goes, "It just tastes like a citrusy wine." I was like,
Well, you can
Maybe.
buy You can buy that malt, the Mountain Dew alcohol.
"Yeah, hard dew."
Of course, I've seen Dunkin' Donuts has a coffee one
Yeah,
and a tea one.
I didn't see the tea when I saw the coffee one.
Go to bed. No, you're standing there talking to me. Love you. Good night.
I love it when Simon pulls up the dad voice.
Do you have a dad voice?
So, what do you... We were talking about Deadpool earlier.
Yes.
Do you think... Because they've all... basically in the trailer, they all but said it, that they're hoping Deadpool will be the savior...
Marvel Jesus!
Yes, the Marvel Jesus, savior of the MCU. You know, bring it back. So what do you think?
I don't know.
So I saw an article, they said that they don't think it's going to kind of revamp the MCU, but it's sure as hell going to make billions of dollars for Disney.
Oh, yeah. And for Ryan.
Mhm.
And for you. You know. It'll just be interesting to see what happens after that.
Yeah.
Because they've kind of shifted with 2025 is going to have Thunderbolt, or it's going to have Captain America 4 New World Order, Thunderbolts, and Blade. So there's going to be 3 in 2025. So it's going to be interesting to see. And now they're talking about making a Rising Suns movie, which will be interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, if they do it right, you can do anything good. You know?
Yeah.
I just get aggravated when you see these interviewers. Well, they're asking the writers of these shows that have come out, and they don't have any history there of what to do with these characters.
Yeah.
It's like, well, how did you... How you have this rich history. They could pull up any of 100 stories, and you're not going to disappoint, because the stories are there instead of just making stuff up.
Yeah.
You know?
To me, I mean, if and never gonna happen, but if I got approached and they were like, hey, we want you to direct Spider-Woman, I would take it upon myself to go, okay, you know, let me do some research into the character, let me read some story arcs, let me see, you know, how this character operates, because, I mean, you start reading a comic, you can tell over time, like, who the character is, you know, and that way you know.
And then I would talk to the writer. I would personally want to talk to the writers who've written the character. Hey, what would you do about this?
Yeah.
Especially if I was another writer.
Yeah.
And that's the whole thing I don't get, is you have this rich history of these comic books, and you're like, yeah, we're just going to get this, what's your name?
Yeah.
Yeah, we want this story about Spider-Woman, you know. That's what got me with that. This is why the first X-Men weren't as good as they could have been, because like Bryan Singer didn't want them to go through the history of X-Men. It's like, you're telling the stories of the X-Men. How do you not?
Yeah.
I don't get it. You know?
Yeah.
All of these could have been billion-dollar franchises.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, even if you didn't, like, with the X-Men, even if you didn't go back and read the comics, I mean, there's a pretty decent, I mean, and evidence of it is the X-Men 97 coming out. There's a pretty decent animated series. You could have gone back and looked at it and said, okay.
You saw the preview then, the new one. And that's funny. How many people are sitting there saying they'll never watch it because it's too woke? It's like, what do you think the X-Men were about? Have you never watched a single episode?
So, I just saw a meme a little bit ago, and it was Rogue from the original animated, and it was like her on her side.
Yeah, she's on her butt.
Yeah, and then it was like the new Rogue in this one. I mean, it's not new, it's supposed to be the same Rogue, but it's like, remember what they took from you.
It'll be interesting. I'll check it out. I want to go back and watch I never had the opportunity to watch that because it was in my in-between phases. You know what I'm saying? You probably grew up on that
I did.
animated
I
X-Men.
watched that all the time.
I was at work.
I even had... I may still have some of it somewhere. It might be worth some damn money now. But I've got some of the action figures.
Oh, sorry, I want to
And
go.
I had...
You want to roll? That's up to you.
I had the Blackbird. I had the jet from the cartoon.
Yeah.
That was pretty cool. But... yeah.
X-Men 97, though.
Yeah.
Looking forward to it.
Yeah. I'm wondering if somewhere in Kevin Feige's, little puzzle that he has, if somehow this is going to tie into the MCU.
Maybe.
Because, I mean, they've already got the multiverse set up, so...
Mm-hmm. That's the whole thing, is if you do it right...
I could totally see... They might pay out some damn money, but I could totally see Deadpool showing up in the series at some point and being voiced by Ryan Reynolds.
Why not? I would.
Yeah.
It's worth it.
Huh?
Maybelline.
Yeah.
Whatever the commercial's for.
Yeah. Maybe it's Maybelline.
I'm worth it. It's because back in the day, they just used their name.
Yeah.
Now they can sue people because of that.
Well, that's true.
So he hasn't had this yet. So I'm going to see what he thinks.
Oh. I saw your video. I showed one of my new coworkers because he's a tequila drinker. And he was like, oh. He said he wanted to try the habanero because he was like, I like habaneros. So. Okay, here we go. Ready?
Let's hold. The burn,
Yeah.
but it kills the tequila. I'm like, oh.
Yeah. You just get that burn on the back here. Yeah. I like that.
Yeah, that's what I was like when I was like, it's $2. I've got to try it. And then they told me about the jalapeno and the habanero, and I was like, well, I like ghost peppers. But yeah, but you think it teases you because you start feeling it, and then the heat just covers it up.
Yeah. Now I'm like coming up with like drink ideas. I'm like, what can
Yeah.
I go into?
Can you imagine a freaking margarita with that?
I know. That's why I was like, ooh.
I got some blueberry lemonade shandy.
This is why we can't own a bar. Because we would get you got new liquors and be like, hey, you need to try this. And they come in next week. Hey, can I get that drink you had last week?
Oh, that was so last week.
Yeah, we got new stuff this week.
Come back next month.
Yeah.
Same way with beer too, because it's like you have all these options. That's what I kind of miss. We used to have a pizza place around the corner that took over from the bar I used to work at, and they had mystery beer night. Mystery beer was $1,
They had all kinds of damn beer there.
and we would spend $1 and we would be trying to guess it because it was never a bad beer. It was a craft beer. It wasn't a cheap beer. It's like $1. You can't beat that.
But that was, I mean, what I liked about, I mean, we did that, but what I also liked about it was you go in there and you'd be like, oh, I want a beer, and you go in and they had like coolers, and you walk in and go, you'd sit there and kind of look through like, let me try that one, you know. Oh, and in hindsight, that might have been why they went under, because
It just wasn't good management. I can taste both the blueberry and the lemonade.
yeah, that's
And that's by Sagatuck Brewing Company. It's a 5% out of Michigan right there. So you got your blue and yellow, same as the state, the college. Wolverines.
that's really good.
We don't always have to talk about stuff,
Yeah.
but we do have to talk about the ghost. The garage.
Got Vega Blonde Ale, brewed and canned in Gainesville, Florida. First Magnitude Brewing Company. We got a 4.9%.
He showed me a TikTok because he doesn't follow small creators like me. So
No.
he shows me bigger ones.
Simon's a hipster.
I'm hold on, let me put it up in
Yeah.
a man bun. But he shows me a guy who's getting paid. He's got so many likes. He's got to be getting paid by TikTok. But he's doing something that I did 20 years ago. Getting stoned and eating stuff. And whispering. And I'm very jealous.
Well, nothing's stopping you, sir.
It is, because then I'm just copying somebody. And I can't get stoned at work.
Why does it matter if you're copying them?
Because I can't get stoned at work, because then I'll get fired.
Well, I'm just saying, like, not the stone. Why does it matter if you're copying them? And think about how many like video game streamers there are that make money and.
Who's gonna watch my old ass?
Kyle?
I wish. Kyle doesn't even comment. He used to comment. Now it's like he doesn't like me or something. And it's just a blonde ale. It's pretty basic, but no aftertaste.
Yeah.
2016 silver winner of the World Beer Cup.
Even though there was a weird word with World Beer Cup.
There's a weird
Yeah.
The night progresses, you can see.
Kyle, join us.
Dustin.
Dustin, join us. Gail, join us. Somebody join us.
Guys like amazing content, check out my man Sandstorm and Mushroom Haircut. These guys have the best content ever. It's the same haircut as me. These guys are the best ever at the stuff that they do, and you should listen to the things that they say and do the things that they tell you to do.